State Esports Arena. Tonight is a special night as we are kicking off our ECAC Rocket League. Boise State is going to be taking on Fisher College. I'm your host, Artie, joined on desk by Brenner. Two of your veteran casters, but we have never cast together before.
Surprisingly, it's been 2 years since I've been here in 2020, so we've played together in Overwatch, but never casted on desk.
Yeah, we've screamed at each other through comms, but we've never had the opportunity to actually celebrate other people doing things together.
Scream on comms is the correct term, I would say, in Overwatch situations.
Yeah,
so.
we're probably the loudest. Overwatch players are the loudest for sure when it comes to calming overall as a whole. But is there anything you're excited for tonight? I personally am excited to watch,
I hope for
trio.
a less chaotic match than that Esports tower that we just had previously on this broadcast, because I know these players can definitely hone things in, is what I will use for that terminology, so I'm excited to see it. And it's also the first match of ECAC. We've seen these players play a lot, so I know they're bringing a lot to the table, and especially as a newer lineup of really Dirthu's being the newest one on the board, and the other two are the players we all know. But I mean, having talked with the players and everything, I think they're feeling good going into this.
Yeah, and it's not like they haven't already been playing together. I mean, they just got back from Albany. Thankfully, these guys did not. Well, not Albany. They just got back from Harrisburg. Thankfully, these guys didn't get sick like the majority of the Overwatch team. Make sure to wash your hands, everyone. It is starting into flu season. So they are all here geared up, ready to go, and warmed up between the Broncos to take on Fisher College. They did get to meet in person, but now they have to just take each other down virtually from a distance. Best of luck to all of our players as a whole. But before we do that, we can give you a quick look at our lineup today for the Boise State squad. We've kind of already mentioned them, but before we do that, we'll actually give you a rundown of how Rocket League works as a whole, in case you're new. It's 3v3 soccer, best of 5, competitive maps only, and golden goal and sudden death. I absolutely despise that rule, but it makes sense. It's just very anxiety-inducing.
Also, I just now noticed that when it says soccer, it's not car. It's not soccer. It's sock and car because it's Rocket League.
Okay.
Haha!
Punny. This is how we start our day. All right, so our lineup today is going to be Gil, Bannock, and Durthro. Good luck to each and every one of you. And today's lineup is brought to you by Count. Count Identity Trust Global Network delivers real-time fraud prevention, account protection, and enables personalized customer experience for more than 9,000 leading brands. Thank you, Count.com, for bringing us our lineup and showing us the beautiful smiling faces of our 3 Rocket League players. Now, other than the lineup, we also want to introduce some important keys to the game for Rocket League brought to you today by Drop-In Gaming. Those keys to the game in Rocket League are set the play style, understand rotations, play to follow up, and sweaty comms. Drop-In Gaming is the premier online platform for gamers who seek competition. Play your favorite games to win cash and prizes through free and paid entry matches and tournaments. Whether you are new to the scene or a seasoned veteran, Drop-In Gaming has the right games and competition for you. To bring your competitive gaming journey to the next level, sign up at dropingaming.com. As we mentioned, this is a best of 5, so even if the first game does not go in favor of the Broncos, they can still always bring it back, or they can do a reverse sweep if they really want to tire themselves out with a full best of 5 game. Going into this first one, though, if you were to give any, not sort of advice, but like a pep talk to these players, especially because they had to meet these guys in person right now, well, this last weekend, what sort of pep talk, what advice, or hype language would you use to these 3 people?
Calm, cool, and collected. Especially after playing in person, it's definitely the mentality you want to put forward of if they're sitting across from you and you're just stone-faced the entire time, you'll freak the other people out because you're going into it so confident yeah, I got this, it's fine.
Come off as a psychopath. I adore that idea.
I watched so much Mike Tyson boxing, and that's what he did, and he always won, so that's just the mentality going forward of just sometimes you just got to psych them out. And when it comes to car soccer, psyching them out really helps because it's a mind game, as weird as it is to say, of will he go high or low, where you push mid, where you go for the demo, go for the boost. It's just a guessing game of knowing the playstyle of the enemy team. And I think with a best of 5, you can kind of maybe give up that first game to learn the enemy's playstyle. But knowing our players, they definitely have been scouting.
Bringing it into the back third of Boise State territory. It is Fisher College, not Keanu College. Just a heads up to everyone that's currently watching. Ball is in defensive third of Broncos side of the field. And Money is going to be the first one to score a goal here in about 23 seconds.
Some would say he was on, but he is. I'm going to keep these rolling all night, baby. You're going to love it, as Gil was, though, however, the first to get a demo, which we love to see the aggressive play coming out from Boise State. But as you mentioned, kind of the first 30-second goal, Gil getting another demo. He's just out for oil right now because it's not blood. We're murdering cars here.
Kind of got a little bit of a bunch up here at the mid. Gil's going to be the one to rotate forward, do the give and go with Durthrow going, no, Instinct going for the shot on goal, but Gil accidentally blocked it. Just awkward rotation of timing there, trying to reset the play as Durthrow and Instinct. Money, though, is going to get the save, send the ball to the midfield. It's going to be Sosa. Now Money trying to crowd in the corner. Has the pass to Sosa at the midfield, but it was not communicated well, so Instinct's going to pick up that ball, pop it up over one, and it's going to be shot across midfield stripe by Sosa and corralled in the corner by Gil.
Yeah, Boise State needs to clear this in. Durtho with another demo here. Boise State on the aggressive game, but still not able to clear the ball out of their court right now, as Gil's able to clear it from the mid. Durtho tries to push it a little bit forward for Instinct to pick it up and try to set up the goal line, but he will have to try to get through two players of Fisher, but Durtho's going to help him lead it in. That's going to be Boise State's first goal.
Now tied one aside, it's anybody's game yet again. Both teams now looking for 2 goals for themselves. One to put them in the lead and one to secure that lead to ensure that there is no buzzer beater opportunities. 3 minutes, 36 seconds is plenty of time for this to go either way, though, so do not put all of your marbles in one area just yet. We have Instinct racing back towards the corner to grab that ball off pickoff. They have Durthrow. Sosa waiting on the ground. Their attempt to corral that ball thwarted by Durthrow. Gil's going to elevate and whiffs. The ball's crossing midfield stripe into the back third of Boise State territory.
Yeah, Instinct was there with the defense, but now Durthow's going to have to rotate in and clear after Money got that sick bicycle kick, and now ball's stagnant and mid-hit. Boise State trying to apply pressure and get it over to Fisher College's side, but they're able to deny it. So now it's just a battle of the midfield, trying to get this ball into the advantageous position. But right now, players just all out defense here for Boise State right now, trying to maintain somewhat control of the field, but it's just all over the place, whereas Fisher is definitely applying a lot more pressure on the ball than Boise State is.
Durthrow went far into that back line, trying to be disruptive and to put themselves in a cherry-picking position, but unfortunately it didn't work right away. And as I'm saying this, Instinct comes charging in and just barely tips that ball right in the lower corner past Henshin before they can even get in there. Sosa was already in the air. No hope for them to drop down and get that. So Boise State now in the lead by 1, looking for one more goal as we're almost into the halfway point here of game number 1.
Yeah, Sosa was just barely off to the right of that ball to get that final denial from Instinct. So great play by Boise State, able to just barely have that be out of the way. Right now, Fisher is the best team in the country, so Boise State needs to win this game because it is a huge bragging rights to say you beat Fisher, who is currently the best ranked. But right now we're 2-2 as Money just got a very clean goal in that top right corner.
I feel like you don't even need the bragging rights. When you take them down, you got to take the role of Teddy Roosevelt. Just, don't even talk about it. Speak softly and carry a big stick, because once Fisher gets taken down, if they're brought down by the Broncos, everyone's already got to know about it. We don't even need to boast.
And then everyone's going to be gunning for Boise State to take down the people who took down the big guy. It just becomes a huge domino effect of then the next one, then the next one. But we all know Boise State's not going to lose that title right now, as they are closing in on the 2-minute marker. Still have the possibility of overtime, but Boise State with almost 5 times as many demos as Fisher College right now. The aggressive plays have been working out in their favor, but with a nice long play like that from Fisher, pass between 2 teammates through the mid. Very nice play.
Fortunate over-rotation here from the Broncos. No one was home for the back post rotation. Not even midfield control for them. Does result in an easy midfield shot for Fisher. Minute 52 seconds on the clock. Broncos currently down by 1. Kickoff goes in favor of Fisher College as well. Playing around Durthrow. Durthrow's going to go in off the wall for the challenge. Grab that ball. Leave it for Instinct to send to the side, but Instinct was collided in by a Fisher College player, so possession has not really swapped in favor of the Broncos.
Right now it's battle in the air. Finally the ball was slightly cleared by Boise State, but Sosa's there with the pickup to keep that pressure on. Gil's finally there on the goal defense. Called out by Dorothy to get that backup that Boise State needs right now, because the pressure is on. Fisher's unrelenting attack right now has been hurting him. Finally, Durthow's able to get a little bit of a clear through the right side, and the ball finally on Fisher College's side. So they can go on the attack, but they need a solid lineup here. So now they're finally going to have to back up, try to get some of that boost.
Throw prevents the ball from crossing midfield stripe. The rotations that already come out. The reset for the Broncos happens. So the ball is already in back third defensive half for the Broncos. Instinct tries to send it to the mid. Is going to send it to Throw on the wall. It's going to play off that back wall. Slowed down by Souza. Money just barely tapping it forward. Give and go to Souza. Throw chasing down possession here, trying to prevent any goal from going in. Makes a fabulous save. And off the rebound from the wall, gets it across midfield stripe.
Yeah, such a clutch save coming out from Through in that final moments. But with only 30 seconds remaining, Boise State needs to get something here to at least get us into overtime right now. Well, because they might lose this first match, but they definitely learned a lot here if they do. Seconds remaining. They are able to clear the ball over to the blue side, but they need to make some moves here with it because right now they're having to play two defensively, trying to stay in the midfield and get the perfect pass set up. And Dorothy's there with it.
Absolutely amazing. I mean, this is why you need that security goal, because that one goal lead is not enough. Throw just gave us a perfect example. It's a little bit more scripted to do so, demonstrating why you need to be weary of only having a one-goal lead and time ticking down so far. It is at this point that you choose to either play keep away, keep the ball in the air and go for a risky shot, or you ground it and force the overtime. We have Instinct get demoed. Throw shot saved by Money. Money looks like they're looking to drop the ball down, but Boise State's not giving up just yet. Kenshin also returning the favor. Souza elevating. Instinct with the challenge. 50-50 results in Money getting a shot, but it's saved by Gil. Gil's going to try and keep it alive. Kenshin dumps it down, though, and we are in overtime. Golden goal situation. Who's going to get it? We'll find out.
It seemed like there was a bit of miscommunication on the Fisher side because some players were keeping up in the air and others were trying to put it to the ground, so Fisher might be struggling a bit on that end. We'll have to wait and see how the overtime goes. As we mentioned just now, kicking off as Gil with another fantastic save. Right now, Boise State just flawlessly rotating in and out of these positions of who's on attack, who's on defense, because it has hurt them. That's why Fisher's gotten 3 goals on them. Now losing Gil, they have to pull back from this offensive move. A little bit more defensively as Gil comes in with the respawn.
Instinct gets it past one, pops it up for Throw. Is just pushing to the midfield to be that presence. Gil's going to elevate for the challenge against Kenshin. It's going to result in the ball going to Instinct at midfield. Gil needs to do a give and go or play it off the wall. Sosa is going to disrupt. We have Throw come in, not fast enough, so Gil has to make the save at the midfield. Cherry picking positioning coming out now for Fisher College. They've already rotated back into defensive positioning. Money tries to dunk the ball down at mid. Throw sends it to the back wall. Is there going to be follow-up? It will be, but it's going to be from Kenshin, so Gil has to reset the play.
Yeah, so this has been there to constantly disrupt Boise State's plays that they've been trying to make. Throw goes for another shot, but Money is there with the deny. He gets another one back-to-back against Instinct to win for another shot of his own. But this is what we've wanted to see from Boise State, is just these aggressive plays, keeping Fisher on their toes in their own goal. As Gil with a nice denial sets things back up through the mid, but Money is there with another denial.
Throw, though, is going to grab it off the wall. It's going to be pushed over towards the side by Kenshin and in the air. Ricochets off the ceiling from Instinct. All 3 members of Fisher are in the defense, so they're pushing forward at the same pace of the Broncos, so Throw easily going to circumvent those offensive players, bringing it across the midfield stripe. Sosa trying to corral this in the corner, playing it off their own back wall, going for the aerial, challenged by Instinct. Instinct going to manage to set up a play here for Throw, but unfortunately the momentum just wasn't in the Broncos' favor.
Yeah, had Instinct not won that aerial battle, it could have cost them. Instead, Money's going to come flying in with the hat trick and overtime goal, just right above the head of Instinct.
It's okay. It's
barely nudged it, but
had you not been there, it would have gone in. You being there, it goes in.
And that's only game 1 in a best of 5. I think that's the best Boise State could ask for as a kind of opening. And looking at the stat lineup, they have the higher, 5, 1, and 3% in each category. I still think that was a fantastic opener for Boise State.
I have no arguments here. I mean, across the board here, though, statistically speaking, yes, Boise State is a little bit more favored, but ultimately the stats don't fully reflect how the game went. There was a little bit of tug-of-war happening at the midfield, but it did for a lot of time feel like it was the Broncos struggling to find clears they could capitalize on. That's okay. It was just the first game. It's a best of 5, as we mentioned earlier, so there's plenty of time to bring it back in their favor. That last play just, even as someone who does not play Rocket League competitively, really just kind of hurt my soul.
Yeah, he had the good positioning. He was just, you know, an inch or two off from clearing it up to the top because it just barely rolled over him. And, I mean, that's something at that point that it's not the player's fault. It's just, it happens, man. Sometimes you just got to take that L and move on to the next one. And especially in overtime. I mean, you made it to overtime. That's something you should definitely be proud of, going up against the best team at the point in time. So, I mean, first round going 3-3, and then they barely edge you out, especially after a minute and a half of overtime. You should be very happy with that, and you have a ton of room to move ahead. As we mentioned, this is only a best of 5, or maybe a best of 7. Not too sure. So.
Oh, okay, it's a best of 7. Never mind.
So Boise has plenty of time to keep this up and make improvements, as already off to a much stronger start than we've seen in the prior round.
Perhaps trying to make Fisher College feel comfortable and then pull the rug out from underneath them. Instinct's going to go for the challenge. It's 2-on-2.
Oh.
The overcommit from Fisher might open this up, but the rotation to the mid wasn't fast enough from Gil to capitalize. Kenshin going to drop the ball down to Money. Instinct got to pop it up in front of the goal. They need to clear to the side. Gil is going to send it to the midfield instead. Money is already chasing after it. Durthrow is going to beat them there, but it's pinched off by Kenshin. Ball still in the back third of Fisher College territory.
Yeah, this is where they want to keep the pressure on, but Money's there with the clear, and Gil with a nice denial through the mid's going to keep the pressure up, and now Kinch is going to come in with Durthu in the demo in the back onto Sosa, who's been disrupting their plays nonstop, is a good person to consistently demo. As they try slowly rising up to the plays of Fisher, as it's just a battle of the mid of trying to get possession of the ball.
Durthrow pops the ball up. Kenshin goes to corral it. He's going to drag it down. Sosa is going to leave it. Communication definitely on point there for that one play for Fisher College. Money putting pressure on Durthrow, forcing Durthrow to pop it up to try to give it to Instinct, but it's disrupted by Fisher College while sailing in front of Broncos net. Durthrow looking for an opportunity to give it to a teammate. Sosa, though, with a beautiful give and go, threads the needle between two of the Broncos defenders, and that is a goal for Fisher College.
Curious if that was a bit of a miscommunication on Boise State's side, because they had two defenders and it bounced between them and then went behind them into the goal. And I'm curious if, had there only been one defender, if it would have just bounced out of the way rather than off of each other and into the goal. Nobody knows. The world may never know.
Sosa, though, brings the ball into the back defensive third of Bronco territory. Money tries to flick it to the side and set up their own play, it looks like here. So Instinct gonna easily thwart that attempt, bring it to the midfield. Kenshin, though, volleys the ball into the back corner. Money takes out Instinct, and with a man down, Broncos have the second goal scored on them, this time by Kenshin.
Yeah, Boise committed all 3 members to that push on the right side, which was quickly overtaken by Fisher, and then they just had the boost to continue push forward even after eliminating a member of Boise State. Really solid play coming out from Fisher, whereas Boise State has yet to score a goal, and we're just passing 2 minutes gone in this second round.
Plenty of Rocket League left to play for the Broncos. They can bring this back in their favor. Money, though, has no one to beat. Durthrow rotating to the back post just in time, makes a fabulous save, plays the ball to the wall. Unfortunately, gets a whiff on the follow-up, so Instinct has to rotate to the midfield. He's going to play the ball to the side. Money is going to race in. Gil goes for the challenge, wins it, dunks it down, but Kenshin's going to meet them on the ground. Little confusion between the two. The ESP and counterplay not working in either one's favor. Instinct taken out by Kenshin. Elevation from one from each team, 50-50. Neither one wins it. Durthrow sends the ball to the mid, but unfortunately, Kenshin's going to grab it.
Yeah, it seems Money wanted the demo there, but just didn't have enough boost to take him out, so it's just going to be a simple bump as the ball's now in mid, but a nice shot coming out from Kenshi is going to go in as 2 members committed to that mid battle, and both missed it. If it was too far off to the side, as we can see in this replay. So, well, Boise State playing a lot more, I don't want to say passively, but not as focused on the demos this time, as they only have Durthrow with the 1 demo, whereas in the prior round, they had easily over 5. So I'm curious if Boise State's trying to mix things up here and go for a different play style that really hasn't been working. So I want to see them adjust it very quickly, as already they're maintaining possession of the ball on Fisher's side. And of course, as soon as I mentioned that, heads to the mid, but Instinct's there with the clear with Durth, who trying to line up the shot, but he gets bumped out of the way.
Very, very close opportunity there for the Broncos. Unfortunately thwarted by, I think, momentum. Honestly, maybe perhaps demoing the keeper there was the play to make. Instinct, though, flicks the ball forward. Has Durthrow. Kenshin barely makes it back in time. It's going to be popped up for the back. Instinct can't dunk it down, and it's going to rip. I really don't know how the physics or the geometry worked out in your favor there, Instinct. It looked like that ball had just pin dropped straight down, but you had the perfect angle there to find the back of the net. Nicely done. Broncos put the first one on the board. 99 seconds left on the clock. Plenty of time to equalize this out.
Seems just every Rocket League player is a Hanzo main with the simple geometry going on here that we will never understand.
Yes, very much so. They really need a major in geometry.
Just saying, maybe new career path?
Yeah.
But right now, we're playing Rocket League. And Darther getting a second demo is, I think, the changeup that we needed because it allowed them to get that goal. So Boise State might go on the aggression here and just say, Car Blood, also known as Oil. But that was a nice shot, but Money was there with the denial as Boise State could not follow up that pressure. They went for the triple commit to that goal. They were still unable to get it. Fisher's defense is solid right now as they're able to clear over to Boise State side. Sosa with a nice shot, but just too high and right for it. Now Sosa tries to go for it again in the mid, but it was sadly just missed time on their end. Now they're just trying to find a reset up. They had to fall back to the base to get as much boost as possible, which allows Boise State to get in the aggression here. Nice shot coming out from Dirk, but Sosa there with the save. So now Gil's going to line it up and just bounce it off the right goal post.
I mean, almost every time we've seen the ball in the defensive third for Fisher's side, now they're saying that Money scores a shot. It's a 3-on-3 situation. Broncos, maybe go for the demo, take one of them out of the equation for a little bit. I mean, Money seems to be, you know, meeting you every time you're there. Maybe, you know, make it so he has to look at that respawn screen for a little bit. Currently, Fisher College is in the lead by 3. We have 27 seconds left here in game number 2. It's still a best of 5, though, so Broncos... Sorry,
I got you.
It's, I don't know.
Boise State got plenty of time to patch it up, but as things continue to go forward, it is not looking good for them as they just haven't had a solid answer for Fisher so far. With 10 seconds remaining, probably not going to score 3 goals, so I would want to see Boise State try to ground it. Yep.
Ground it.
Maybe just try to score 1 goal for morale's sake. That's a good shot right up the top.
But see, Money is right there. Just put a target on that human being's back and take them out of the play.
But Boise State still with the higher percentage of shots and control. But boost-wise, we'll go over to Fisher. Gil only with a single shot in gold and nothing else.
I don't know if you remember back in science class when your teacher taught you the difference between accuracy and precision. I feel like this shot
in science class?
Yes.
Oh, I learned that on my own.
Oh, well, with that being said, we're going back to high school science here, and if you know the difference between accuracy and precision, it's about hitting where you want to versus hitting the same spot repeatedly, whether it be the spot you want or a different one. That being said, the Broncos, you know, they're taking a lot of shots, but they're not ending up where they need to be. And really, it's not that the shot is not going in front of the net. It would go in if there wasn't anything blocking them. So perhaps, like I said, it's time to play a little bit of Demolition Derby. I know it's a play style that many people hate, but I personally love it.
It worked in round 1. I mean, that's how they got to overtime, was consistent demos, applying the pressure on Fisher and just eliminating members from the equation. And then it seems in round 2 they wanted to switch things up to see how it would work. And obviously it ended horribly because it was 4-1. So now we want to see in round 3 bring back the demos because that's what worked. Unless Boise State has a third strategy up their sleeve that maybe we don't know about, which I would be very welcome to see. But right now, I think demos are the way to go.
All right, well, let's see if the Broncos can bring this one back in their favor. If Fisher College wins game 3 here, it will put them at series point. Money, though, is going to take out Instincts. That's the wrong person I wanted to see gone, but it does exactly what it's meant to do, and that's open up the field just a tiny bit. Sosa manages to find the first goal of the game.
6-second goal with a demo. That's what we wanted to see Boise State do. And Fisher is like, I got you. Wrong person. It's fine. Sent the text to the wrong man. Fine, we'll get it next time.
Yeah, LOL, sorry, wrong person.
New phone, who dis?
Ball is in Fisher territory. Dirthrow is going on a 2v1. Money is going to result in the ball getting popped up. Instinct will elevate.
Ooh, there it is.
Dirthrow takes out Kenshin. Now Instinct goes forward off the back. Well, Kenshin off respawn is going to elevate, but Gil's going to come in and push it into the net. That is what we want to see. Broncos showing signs of life. We are tied 1 aside. Still plenty of this game. Number 3 to go.
Yep. Say just barely too far back and too far ahead of that ball that Gil was able to knock it down. And again, geometry coming into play was able to get it. So now Sosa's going to answer it with a demo here. So Fisher will have the leg up and apply heavy pressure for Boise State. Goes for the shot, but Instinct's there with the save.
Instinct gonna elevate. Money gets a touch on it first. Gil, though, is gonna try to dunk the ball down past Sosa. Unfortunately, they cannot pull that one off. Ball still in defensive third of Fisher's side of the field. Money makes a flick, sending it to Kensei. Now it's gonna go to the back corner in Boise State territory.
And Dorothy with a nice deny there, and Instinct coming out with the demo onto Money. A lot more and more demos in this matchup. Fisher still has the extra 2 up on Boise State, but we got plenty of time as Kensei now gets another one onto Instinct as Money saves that goal shot coming up on Boise State. They're definitely applying a lot more pressure. Darther with a nice stall here, but Kensei guessed the 50-50 correctly, and they both go up in the air, so that will be the ball denial. But side control is still in Boise State's favor. Another shot on goal coming out from Gil, but will be saved by Sosa.
Kensei tries to bring it to the midfield.
Ooh.
Instinct's gonna come forward. We have an attempt, I believe, on Sosa's car there, but they did manage to get the save nonetheless. Now Kensei going forward, gonna play it off the back wall to themselves. There's no one to beat. Gil tried to be there in time. That's gonna put Fisher up by 2.
Yeah, nice just clean shot off the backboard for Kensei. Even Instinct went for the mid-air denial. Gil just unable to get there in time. Boise State having to play so aggressively means their goal's gonna be exposed a lot of the time if Fisher can get the ball behind them, and we've seen that happen again and again. So Boise State might need to go for just a solid 2-1 commitment rather than all 3 like they've been doing.
We'll see if they rectify the situation in the next 3 minutes. Gil goes for the challenge against Money. It forces the ball to be pinched down towards Sosa. Instinct trying to corral it in the corner, but has Kensei come in, push the ball over their hood. Gil now looking to bring it up off the wall. Has Derthrow, who's made it past the brick wall of Money, but Derthrow rotated back. Gil stalled out at mid. Sosa pushing forward in the corner. Instinct tries to get the ball away from Kensei. Kensei is above the Bronco net, popped up by Derthrow and sent to the side.
And Derthrow denied Sosa that goal attempt just by knocking it up in the air because he saw Sosa come flying in to hit it. But Gil with another nice defense against Kensei. Okay, so now Instinct's finally going to be able to clear over to their side, but that will result in Instinct losing their life here. Fisher just consistent with these demos, giving them the leg up to, once again, put the ball on Boise State's side.
Kensei pops the ball up to Sosa. Sosa pushes it too far forward. Instinct goes for the challenge against Money. Donks it down at the mid, popped up by Derthrow. Ricochets off the ceiling. Derthrow has a 2-on-1. They got to give up possession, but it results in a turnover, and it immediately goes to Money, who sends it into the Bronco net.
Money just in the back line for a decent amount of time was able to collapse on it, and Instinct unable to retreat in time. Boise State not having kind of a more committed defensive member has been hurting them because they want to apply the pressure to Fisher and finally get a goal, as Fisher now pulls away with a 2-goal lead and only 2 minutes remaining in this third round right now, and in a best of 7, Boise State needs to get a win here.
Roughly 1 minute per goal is easily doable. Broncos need to get it out of their back third. Fortunately, now that goal lead has increased to 3. Again, still very doable. Roughly 45 seconds apiece. Broncos just need to go in, as you put it, Brenner, calm, cool, and collected. Almost like a psychopath into this next kickoff. I mean, you know, go for the demos. Take someone out. That is going psycho. With that being said, 50-50 goes in favor of Instinct, but the shot is hitting that 4th-man crossbar. I hate that thing exists, but love it at different times. Derthrow makes another great save. It's going to be Instinct with little pressure, pops up over 1.
Oh,
and a beautiful tap down, giving the go from Instinct to Derthrow. The assist is there, it's solid, and the gap is shrinking between the Fisher College score and the Broncos goals as well.
Derthrow has been the most consistent goal getter for Boise State so far. That's the term, goal getter. Yeah, let's go with that. But he has scored the most for Boise State's side so far, and I'm surprised that Fisher has not been targeting him as much as they've been targeting Instinct with these demos. Instinct has easily been the one to get eliminated the most, and we want to see Boise State change that up, as now Kensei gets a clean goal with a nice setup from his squad. Boise State just having an issue keeping the ball away from it. They need to try to keep it up in the air. Derthrow even saw it coming up from underneath to knock it up, but Fisher playing very tight, very cleanly right now. Still a 3-goal gap with 1:20 remaining. It's possible, but Boise State's going to have to get some very quick goals here.
If Money's in the ball, the instinct can toss it back to Money. Awkward double commit there between Sosa and their teammate. Possibly a little bit of a communication breakdown. They're going to recover. Gill, though, elevates. Balls in front of Fisher College. Next shot on goal. Instinct follow up by Throw. And that is goal number 3 for the Broncos. Just 2 goals to close this gap. 59 seconds. So, 27 seconds-ish.
Definitely possible.
Doable, not easy.
I mean, Fisher got a goal within the first 6 seconds, so if Boise State can do some 6-second goals here, they'll take the lead very quickly. Hey, but very nice.
Not if we let Money win the kickoff. Easy pass over to Kensei, unfortunately. Third throw went in, standard it, but unfortunately,
Instinct was right there, just barely missed him too.
The odds were not in our favor on that play.
Now heading into
Third throw, I see you.
He's been the most consistent offensive player for Boise State, and we love seeing it. He's always in 2v1 situations and coming out on top of it so many of those times as well. They with the shot and goal, but quickly denied by Gill here.
Yes!
Now Instinct double
Yes!
gets back. Durthu gets the hat trick.
That was spicy.
That's what we want to see. Durthu is just being that aggressive player, and finally Instinct is there to match it and trades with the demos, which we have yet to see, and that's the first time we've seen it. So Boise State coming back, 2 goals, 38 seconds remaining. It's for sure possible.
19 seconds, get a goal. You've got 19 seconds to do it from the start of that kickoff. 30 seconds remaining, now you've got 15 seconds for it. No pressure, ball off the backboard. Money's gonna be too far forward. They're gonna manage the crowd on the ground. Sosa's gonna push it to the side though. Awkward pile up, but it's still inside the territory here at Fisher College. Durthu's gonna carry it in!
He gets it!
Yes! We are in a 1-goal differential right now. 15 seconds on the clock. It is 100% doable for the Broncos here to tie this up.
Fisher is going to be all-out defense and make that ball stay on the ground. Boise State's going to be the complete opposite of keep it in the air.
Let's go.
And so it's going to be all about the aerial plays and ground denial. Even demos are going to be super important here because any member down can swing the fight. And right now, Boise State needs to keep on the aggressive but not forget their own goal that they need to defend. And that's what Gill's for, but he's unable to save the second shot follow-up from Money. I think that will be round number 3 for Fisher.
I really thought the Broncos had that on kickoff. There was a double commit, which is, I can't really say being the best thing you want to do. I mean, you're in the lead by 1, but one lead by 1, a double commit onto the kickoff doesn't sound like the best way to go about things. But Money just elevates straight up immediately afterwards. Every single time without fail, managed to do a turnaround.
So Money's going to close out that round with his own hat trick, with no time remaining, because
all right, with that, it is going to put Fisher College at series point
3-0. And yet the numbers, first time numbers have not been in Boise State's favor outside of shots.
Broncos are still going in, playing every game like it's the first, though.
I mean, which is what they should do with how well the first game went. And I definitely enjoy seeing them always have the highest percentage of shots taken, because that just means they're always on the aggression, always at least going for it. If it's a longer shot and will be denied, you're still going for it and forcing the team to always retreat, clear it, and go again. So it's a little bit more exhausting in using of the boost that they then have to retreat, re-pick up, and reformulate. So I think Boise State's definitely keeping them on their toes, but they've just been able to edge Boise State out that much that when Boise State has closed the gaps, they're just able to edge them out the tiniest bit, and I think Boise State can collapse on them, but it's going to be demoing the right people at the right time.
And looking at how Money plays, because I can tell you, as someone who's observing, his play style is not changing. He's doing the same thing every kickoff. Yep. Just take a look at where he's at from the start, and you'll know what play they're doing. I do have faith in the Broncos to pull this one back in their favor. After all, it is a best of 7. I got it right.
She got it. She did.
4th time's their charm. Right now, though, being at series points is never an easy task. A reverse sweep in a best-of-7 series is a hard thing to overcome. Off kickoff, Money Instinct collide. The challenge goes in favor of Fisher College. Ball in the corner. Looks like we're going to have a challenge from Gil to try and corral this ball and bring it to the midfield. You're going to send it all the way to the side, knowing the Durthrow can't catch up, but it's going to be Instinct instead. Challenged by Money. Gil already rotating the back post. Kensei going to bring it in, pop it up to try and force Gil out of position, and it works. And that is goal number 1 for Fisher.
Yeah, Boise State has definitely committed to Gil being the goalie again and again. And so now Fisher has recognized that and made sure to always try to bump them out of the way. And it's obviously worked, but this time the first goal only taking 20 seconds instead of 6. Fisher slowing things down.
Off kickoff, ball's going to go slightly into Fisher's favor.
Ooh.
Sosa goes for the flick in, and it's going to work. I think that was a Musty play. It might have been. I need to look up on I need to brush up on my Rocket League lingo, but yep, I'm pretty sure that was one.
Even with 2 defenders, Instinct had the opportunity, but went low when the ball went high left there. So Sosa doing very well this match so far, and Boise State's probably going to be eyeing them up for a new demo target.
Looks like we had a slight tee-off play there from Instinct onto one of our Bronco players intentionally, but it did not work in their favor. Durthrow's going to pop the ball up at the mid. It's going to sail over Money. Sosa rotates in just in time to send the ball right across midfield stripe. Gil elevates, sends it to Durthrow off the wall. Kensei, though, is going to be the fly on the backboard. Looks to send it to midfield. Instinct pops it up slightly, trying to get it around Money. Sends it to the side. Can Instinct cut in fast enough before Kensei does? They cannot. Kensei sets it up. Double commit for the Broncos, but the ball, nonetheless, is going to go to the side.
Yeah, Boise State's just having to all-out defense here. Losing 2 goals that quickly is the right strategy, if you ask me, as Boise State is finally able to clear the ball and get a nice setup. Money is there with the denial, with the help of Kensei as well. Well, it's just consistent back and forth of double goal commit. Boise State's just not been able to get a nice clean setup for their own goal as Instinct jumps off the roof a bit too soon to deny that rotation. Now, Fisher is able to clear the ball over to Boise State side, so now Gil's going to have to finally leave the goal and go on the offensive here. Durther was there with a nice setup. Instead, Gil's going to get the demo onto Money, just barely missing the ball. Oh, now it's just a battle for the mid, trying to get the nice setup. Gil is there with the answer, but is barely too short, facing the wrong direction, unable to get there in time.
I'm sure Gil had the camera facing the other way so you can see behind him, but you pulled the keeper and didn't rotate back into position fast enough, and we were punished. Broncos are struggling. About a minute per goal here, though. They can easily pull this back in their favor. Question is, can they? Kickoff goes into defenders. Fisher's defending third. Instinct shot saved by Sosa. Is there going to be a follow-up? There was by Gil, but not even credited by the system. Durthrow, though. Nice. Beautiful. But Kensei, I don't know how, manages to make it in time.
Should have just let it go on in. That was a beautiful shot coming out from Boise State. Just give us this one. Come on, man. You're on your back.
Fine. Let's have some morality boost. Instinct, though, looking to play it around a couple. Kensei's just going to kind of bump them around just a little bit. Gil's going to have the ball sail over them. Durthrow 2-on-1 yet again, putting 2 players onto Durthrow, forcing Durthrow to just get out of play for a moment and go to the defensive positioning is actually going to open up a fantastic opportunity for a clear into the back corner, but Sosa read it well, was waiting, pops up, elevated, whipped on by Gil, whipped on by Money.
Oh, no. Oh.
Durthrow, though, manages to make the save off Money. Shot, Instinct forcing the ball across midfield stripe. Kensei returning the favor. Trying to go forward, blocked, though. Instinct by Kensei. Ball is dying down here at the mid with Durthrow pushing forward with possession.
Durthrow has just been the most consistent player for Boise State right now. Saving the ball all in dire situations when Gil misses it and committing 2v1s, but with a nice open goal like that, that is a shot you should always take and say, will finally get it as Instinct just barely went far left. It was a bit late on the disrupt as well. They're closing in from up top. Fisher right now just playing really clean that Boise State has yet to find a really opening for, especially not going for demos this time around. We've only had 1 for each team so far.
Yeah, they're changing up. That's fine. Gil had a fantastic shot and place set up there on goal, but it looked like the rotation just weren't fast enough for the Broncos. Instinct, though, Brings it forward, centers it up, but the deep rotation is not fast enough. I mean, Instinct is just one of those I can facilitate and create a play, but sometimes his brain's going 1,000 miles an hour and it's a little hard to catch up. It's okay.
Teammate question mark?
Yo!
I mean, he had the setup, so... But now Boise State had the Dirthy with another denial, man. He's consistent every time. He's always there to save the day. And now going on the attack, Instinct with a nice setup here. Dirthy and Gilla both there, but Sosa with a clean denial is just going to take it right out from under him. Try to go for their own setup. Dirthy with now his own denial. Now this is a battle between him and Tensei. Tensei will get the advantage in the mid and send it back flying to the opposite side. Money and Sosa trying to get a nice setup play. Instinct there with the denial. With the help of Dirthy, tries to get a set up here. Right now, who's favorite Boise State? They could go for it, and they get the shot right behind Money.
That was absolutely gorgeous. Instinct. I love that we have the replays on for this, unlike we do for Esports Tower. We get a push forward, gets it up over Sosa. Money gets the tip of their car on it, so it's technically an own goal. Little taste of their own medicine.
Just graze over that top right tire. So
Instinct returning the favor for what's been done to them twice now. I hope that made you at least just a little bit happy.
We got 30 seconds remaining for Boise State to score 3 goals. 3 goals, 10 seconds. It's fine. It's fine.
It's doable.
Doable. You got 5 seconds to score a goal right now, Boise.
At the end of the day, I think that one goal, absolutely phenomenal. I'm glad we got it. 17 seconds to see if we get another. Dirt throw, opening up the field, gets a demo. The keeper is in the back of the net, just to give you an idea of how scared they are to lose another goal to the Broncos, just because they want to keep that scoreline as beautiful in their favor as possible. I understand it, but come on, come out of the net, pull the keeper.
They were at least able to crack the defense, but that would have bounced in 100%.
Oh, man!
First time we've seen Fisher take the percentage for total shots. And when they took it by 19%. So they really went on the offensive here and just showed Boise State why they are the #1 team right now.
For now.
For now. Just for now. This is the first game of ECAC, though. So plenty of time to take them down.
Well, if you by chance are interested in joining the Boise State family, Boise State Esports is always looking for talented players, production, and broadcast talent. Top talent, along with good grades and eligibility, can earn scholarships as well. Sign up today by visiting boisestate.edu/esports for more information. And we are going to take a quick break. Let everyone on stage have a breather, recover from, well, that event. It's the only way I can put it.
Recover from that.
That's the only way I can put it. We still have another series left, but we'll take a quick break and be back right here in a few minutes. Oh, never mind. I am completely crazy. We are going to the ICCU player of the game. If we're doing trio, I'm always just going to say our 3 players. Like, no offense, Fisher, but, you know, these are my family. So, Dirthrow, Instinct, Gil, you 3 are my suggestions for ICC player of the game. If you want to counter me and actually give a Fisher College player, I totally understand and I get it. But
if I were to do one Fisher College player and just one, I think we'd have to say Money just for how much we mentioned that player.
I'm being extremely heavily biased, and I'm honest about it. So,
which is understandable, and I will not discredit that whatsoever. But we have to at least acknowledge how they did it. So, of course.
I still appreciate production siding with us yet again, casters on desk today. So our 3 are Instinct, Gil, and Dirthrow. Honestly, I mean,
Dirtho.
Yeah,
Dirtho.
I want to go with that, but I also want to give it to Instinct because of that redemption goal that ended up being an own goal on Money, who did it to Instinct twice.
I definitely respect it, but I would hope to see that in the top 5 rather than have it be the player for the one moment. So when I go and look at the matchup as a whole of who is the key player for Boise State, Dirtho.
Yeah, okay, I'll give that one to you. And not to say that anyone else underperformed. It definitely was just these guys, they've been going gun-ho for days on end. So at the end of the day, it's the first game of the season. It's only up from here. But our ICC player of the game is actually going to be Dirthrow. So you were right.
Happy with it. I mean,
the player of the game is brought to you by the Idaho Central Credit Union, who believes a great player makes the team more successful, just like Idaho Central's helping members achieve financial success. Dirthrow is the Idaho Central Credit Union player of the game. Congratulations. And before we close things out, do you have any big takeaways? It doesn't even have, like, I'm going to give you, and I will take the heat from Doc. It doesn't have to be about Rocket League. It can just be about this moment we got to share here on the desk.
Somebody clip it for me, please. Clip it. If I had to do big takeaways, it's Boise State, when you demo, you succeed. And I think that's been the most consistent. Whenever we've seen Boise State get more and more demos, it's a closer and closer game. So I think they should take that and just always be out for blood.
Run with it? All right.
Just take it and go. Just say,
I am glad to have the backing of someone else on desk with this
they
place.
cannot defend against goals if they are not there. So you just go poof, they're gone. And you win. It's great. It's fantastic.
All right, so that is the key takeaways from the desk. And before we leave you this evening, we are going to give you the top 5 plays of the game presented to you today by the Idaho Army National Guard. It invites you to take your critical thinking skills into real time with more than 10 jobs offering $20,000 in bonuses and your degree of choice paid for. The Idaho Army National Guard is the best team out there. Reach out to them on Twitch at iGuard Gaming. From all of us here at Boise State, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Have a lovely night. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay hydrated, and we'll see you later. First, Gil, though, is going to try to dunk the ball down past Sosa. Unfortunately, they cannot pull that one off. Ball still in defensive third of Fisher's side of the field. Money makes a flick, sending it to Kensei. Now it's going to go to the back corner in Boise State territory.
And Dorothy with a nice deny there, and Instant coming out with the demo onto Money. A lot more and more matchup. Fisher still has the extra 2 up on Boise State, but we got plenty of time as Insane now gets another one onto Instinct as Money saves that goal shot coming up on Boise State. They're definitely applying a lot more pressure. Dorothy with a nice stall here, but Insane guesses the 50-50 correctly, and they both go up in the air. So that's there with the denial, with the help of Dorothy, tries to get a set up here. Right now, who's favorite Boise State? They could go for it, and they get the shot right behind Money.
That was absolutely gorgeous. Instinct. I love that we have the replays on for this one, like we do for Esports Tower. We get a push forward, gets it up over Sosa. Money gets ball is in Fisher territory. Durthrow is going on a 2v1. Money is going to result in the ball getting popped up. Instinct will elevate.
Ooh, there it is.
Durthrow takes out Kenshin. Now Instinct goes forward off the back while Kenshin off respawn is going to elevate, but Gil's going to come in and push it into the net. That is what we want.
Situations and coming out on top of it so many of those times as well. Insane with the shot on goal, but quickly denied by Gil here.
Yes!
No, Instinct double back. Durthrow gets the hat trick.
That was spicy.
What we want to see. Durthrow is just being that aggressive player, and finally